The economic transformation of Chile first began in the world of ideas. Before the economic reforms of the 1970s and 80s, a group of academics began laying the groundwork for what would become an economic revolution.
This is the kind of economics this country needs, you know?
They were called the Chicago Boys, and this is how their story begins.
The longtime chairman of the Department of Economics at the University of Chicago was Theodore W. Schultz. He came here to Santiago, and the head of what is now USAID was a fellow named Albion Patterson. And he had a tete-a-tete dinner with Schultz, and he was so impressed by the wisdom, the perceptiveness, the real worldliness but solidness of the economics. He said, this is the kind of economics this country needs, you know? So when Schultz went away, Patterson communicated with the two major universities here, Universidad de Chile and Universidad Católica, and to see if they would be interested in entering into an arrangement with the University of Chicago's Department of Economics. And as a consequence, in July of '55, 4 professors from the University of Chicago, Schultz, Earl Hamilton, Cy Rottenberg, and myself, came here to see whether it was worthwhile for us to do it, whether we wanted to do it.
So they came down, and then Sergio de Castro and myself, we both, he was our best student. I was maybe third or fourth in class. And we knew English and we had a car. So we were set up, and so we went to pick them up.
We went with them everywhere, you know, and we tried to help them. And we became very good friends with Arnold Harberg especially. He was the youngest in the group. And he has a picardía, we say in Spanish. He has a sense for jokes, you know, and double sense speaking.
Arito Harberg has been like an older brother to all of us, and also like a father to all of us.
The trip proved successful, and the professors decided that the program was something worthy of their time and effort.
The intention was that students from Catholic University, but also from other universities in Chile, would be selected to go to Chicago and study economics.
When we got to look at the Faculty of Economics at Católica, there was not one single full-time professor in the faculty. And Schultz in particular was very negative about that idea. And he wrote into the contract that by the time it was to conclude, that they should appoint to their staff 4 of the people that we had trained in Chicago on the project, full-time.
And so a lot of people, Chileans, started going to the University of Chicago. Students who had been at Chicago came to the Catholic University. We had the 4 that we had to have. And from there on, we very rapidly went up to 12 or 14 full-time professors.
When we arrived, we made a big revolution in our courses. We eliminated courses, we added courses, we eliminated bad professors, we brought new professors. We taught a lot.
Of course, the group at Catholic University started conducting research on different aspects of the Chilean economy. And all of us started thinking, what's the diagnosis?
We started also having interviews and writing papers and writing letters to the paper on things that were very bad policy. So we started to become well known. And I would say that starting 61, 62, we began receiving the best students coming out of secondary education.
As more and more of the brightest and best students came to Catholic to study economics, the atmosphere of ideas in Chile began to shift in favor of free market-oriented policies. It was this climate that made Chile's economic revolution possible.